Hi, it's Andy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome to the A.D.K channel, and today we're going to check out a band that we relatively know pretty well called the Hot 1-2, and this is their new single, The Fray. Let's go just check it out. Okay, there we go. Hot 1-2 and The Fray. Okay, let's kick it over to Kirk.
I knew you'd send it over to me. So
yeah, I know.
I'm aware of the name of this band because they're from the Cambridgeshire area. Is that correct?
They are indeed, yes.
One of the worst names for a band I've ever come across, especially playing music as good as that.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, that music is so energetic. It just rocks with a capital R, doesn't it? So when I hear the Hot 1-2, I'm thinking, like, are they talking about a Gary Lineker, Peter Beardsley combination in the 1986 World Cup or something? But that is, do you know what? When I hear music like that, I always think, why don't I listen to more music like this?
Yeah,
because
why don't you?
Vocals are so good. It's like, do you know what it reminds me of? And this again is probably not the most accurate comparison, Jeff Tate from Queensryche. Every time I put on Operation Mindcrime, I've got my fist in the air and I'm singing the choruses and I'm thinking, what other albums are as good as this? And he's got a similar technique, hasn't he? But he's not going as high or as operatic. And another thing that stands out for me, and more bands need to do this, when you're playing a solo, how good is it when the rhythm guitar underneath just brings in a new riff? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
It went in like a Black Sabbath, almost like Led Zeppelin type pentatonic direction, and the riff continued. That was fantastic. The band the best band for that in the 90s. Listen to the early Smashing Pumpkins records. They do that all the time, where Billy Corgan and James Iha are just trading solos, and the rhythm guitar underneath is just as extravagant. The bass player, you could hear that in the mix. The drums, really up tempo. I'm just gonna have to ask you guys, the vocalist, who would you compare him to? Because I just don't listen to enough music with that type of technique or range or style.
Neither, so you, Dave, can answer that.
I don't really know anyone that does specifically his. There probably is plenty of them, but not many that I actually listen to.
Mm-hmm.
So his particular vocal style is not something that is one of my favourite styles of vocals. His range or his pitch that he goes for. As we're on me now, I might as well carry on.
Well, maybe the guy from Coalheed and Cambria, he sounds a bit like that, doesn't he? If you ever listen to their music, but
in a very vague kind of point of view, yeah, I suppose there's some elements.
That's a lot more heroic than the style he's using.
I mean, the big thing about this, so it's a classic Hot 1-2 track. It sounds exactly how I expected this track to come out the gates. The dual guitar parts, high energy, real in your face. I was expecting a 2-part solo because they do a lot of 2-part solos in their songs. Is one of the things I have noticed with the guys, and I don't mind that because they're always great solos. Great performance. Their production standards for a band like they are, I mean, basically unsigned bands like this, to put the work and the effort that they do into their music videos, because they've done several before and they're all at the same level. So they spend a lot of money. They do good quality, great storytelling. I really liked the mix of the live action with the storytelling element of the video, and it got a really clear message across, which I really enjoyed. My only criticism of this, and there is a criticism, is vocally. Is he was on 10 the whole way through. Apart from when he had a little bit of spoken words, he was either off or he was on 10. That's his kind of big thing. He's on full push. He was pushing the whole time through that song, which meant you never really felt that you had any variance in the vocals. And I don't know whether that's, some people would like it, but when you're in the chorus and he's like, and you're like, okay, don't Jesus. And then he gets to the chorus, you're like, wow, okay, you're like full on whole way through. The guitars are coming lower, and yet you're still in my face. I'm sure people are going to love that, but that just kind of whoa, I want a little bit of variety there, but maybe that's just me. Sorry, guys, that's just what I observe in my own personal little world that I live in. Andy, anyway, what did you think?
Well, you're almost criticising Simon for being too good a vocalist. I think he is excellent. I mean,
he is good.
To me, when I listen to him, it sounds like he could be in a signed major label established band. I think he's that good, but I'm not a great purveyor of this type of music. And like you, Kirk, I often wonder, I'd like to find more like this. You know, Alter Bridge sort of springs to mind as the sort of nearest that we've covered in the group that I've never listened to before. But, you know, I love this band, seen them live half a dozen times, and it's a great live show. I recommend if you want a great night out and a great performance, you know, check out Hot 1-2 live. Like you said, Dave, it's a classic Hot 1-2 song. It's a really good one. I've heard it played live before. The video, I think, is excellent. They've obviously put a lot of time and effort into it. The protagonist, if that's the right word, is a guy I recognise from. He's the frontman of another Kings band called The Forsaken. I thought he'd done an excellent job in his role of portraying the emotions that his character was obviously feeling. Yeah. You know, distress and torment, and you would think suicidal thoughts, but he turned it around. But I like the mix of the, you know, the cut scenes of the war and the performance in wherever they were, and the storytelling mode as well. Yeah, just a really good, uplifting, feel-good song with a great video to accompany it.
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys. I think that was great.
It was a good track. There we go. That was the Hot 1-2 and the Fray. Now, if you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you on another video sometime very soon. Take care.